Barry Corbin in studio, been in so many darn movies. It's hard to list the amount. I named probably 17 a minute ago, and there's I looked at your IMDb, Barry, and there's 781.
781.
Yes,
That'd be about right.
that's a ton.
That includes television shows too, I guess.
Yes,
Yeah.
it does. Yes, that's pretty amazing.
And that's only about half my career. The first half was on stage in around New York, around the East Coast.
Yeah.
So, well, it wasn't half. I guess I got into the movie business about a little over 40 years ago, and then before that I was in the theater business for about 20 years.
Yeah.
So I've been around for a good while.
I gotta ask you, what was it like to work around the coolest guy on the planet, Burt Reynolds?
Oh, Bert?
Yeah.
Last time I saw Bert, they were having a cast read of Dukes of Hazzard.
The movie.
Yeah, and they'd cast Willie Nelson
Yeah.
as the only part I could have played.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Willie wasn't in town, so they called me and asked me to come in and read his part. So I got to flirt with Wonder Woman, and
Yeah.
then we.
How'd that go?
Oh, that was good.
Okay.
Linda Carter, boy, she's a good-looking woman. I mean, she might be old, but she's good-looking.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. But anyway, we did that, and then, but Bert came in, and he said, Barry, how you doing? And he come over and he grabbed me by the ears and kissed me on the mouth. I said, dadgummit, Bert, don't do that in public.
And he laughs like,
Yeah, he thought that was funny.
yeah.
All right, well, that's about all there was about Bert. I enjoyed working with him. We did the best little whorehouse in Texas. I guess I can say that on the radio
Sure
now.
you can.
We've been doing that for a long time.
Yeah.
Noah Berry Jr. wanted to turn it down, but his wife wouldn't let him. He wanted to turn it down because he thought it was a dirty movie because of the name.
Yeah.
But his wife wouldn't let him because she wanted to meet Burt Reynolds, and so we were. It was a great time with him. He had little bottles of vodka hid all over Victoria, Texas.
Yeah.
And in any alley you'd go into, he'd reach into the garbage can, pull one out, and we'd share a little.
Working with Clint Eastwood.
Clint Eastwood, oh, he was Clint Eastwood laughs more than anybody I know, and he if you see him on TV, or in the movie, he picks one little piece where he'll smile, kind of halfway.
Yeah.
Most of the time, he's got that scowl on his face, and he never laughs. But off camera, he laughs more than anybody I've ever
Really?
seen. Yeah, yeah, he's a good guy. I like Clint. Did 2 pictures with him.
That's awesome. That's got to be some cool memories.
Oh yeah. We'll get into that a little bit in the question and answer part.
Urban Cowboy.
Urban Cowboy, well, that was my first studio film, and it was almost my first movie. I did a couple of TV movies before that, but it was my first theatrical movie, and it was a good one to start out with because it did big business.
Yeah.
Now, the first night that I saw it was at the Egyptian Theater in the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. And I was sitting there toward the middle of the theater, and there was a woman sitting in front of me eating one of these great big tubs of popcorn. And she started crying when I got killed. by the time they got to the cemetery, she was wailing. And I finally reached up there because she was disturbing the audience. I reached up and I patted her on the shoulder and I said, "It's all right, honey, I'm right here." She turned around, threw that popcorn in my face, and ran up the aisle, and I never saw her again. I don't even know if she finished watching the movie.
I just saw a ghost.
Yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of Ghost Dad, I remember seeing that in the theater when I was a youngin'.
That was old Cosby. He was he got killed early on in the movie. I was his boss in the thing. I remember being on the set. My son showed up on the set. My youngest, he's now 40, I guess, or 41. But he was a little kid and he was wearing Batman pajamas.
Yeah.
You couldn't get him out of them at that time. He wore Batman pajamas everywhere.
Yeah.
So he come in to visit me on the set, and he disappeared. And it comes time to shoot the scene, and Cosby's nowhere to be found. They said, "Bill, Cos, where are you?" He said, "Don't bother me. I'm back here talking to the Batman."
Oh. Did he have some Jello pudding with him?
I don't know. He was back there talking to Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Then they came up together. We did the scene. He went back talking to Chris again.
Seems like he was more friends with your son than you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He got along with kids real good.
How has acting in Hollywood changed since the 70s?
For as far as I'm concerned, not much. Except it's easier to get a job for me now. I moved out of Hollywood in '92, I guess. Moved to Fort Worth, and I haven't missed it a bit.
I'm sure you haven't.
Yeah.
That's a crazy place.
Yeah, it's not a place you want to be old in.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Well, a place where you can be old and be young. You got a show tomorrow.
Yes, sir. We got a show. I hesitate to say this. I'll say it this way. Last October, I celebrated the 23rd, the 33rd anniversary of my 50th birthday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I tell that to kids so it gives them a math lesson.
Sure, I had to think for a while.
Yeah. And I've almost forgotten myself. I forget things now. You know, you get past 80 and you don't remember anything that you need to remember, but you remember everything that you don't need to remember.
Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow, the Arcadia Saturday.
Arcadia Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah, y'all show up over there, and if you don't have a ticket, just come on up. We'll set up a folding chair for you or something. Or you can come sit on the stage with me. I don't know.
All right.
We'll figure something out.
There you go. Barry Corbin in studio. We'll be back. Hold on. Hey folks, Ryan Stone here with the Fox Morning Show and the Fox Radio in the afternoon. Right now, got Barry Corbin in studio, a big-time actor for many years. He's been in so many movies and TV shows. It'd take me probably 20, 30 minutes just to name all of them, including Yellowstone, Dallas, so many. A-Team, Matlock. I mean, this guy, Barry.
I was in one show named after your radio station, Ranch.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, that's right. That wasn't too long ago.
No.
What was it like working with Andy Griffith?
Andy Griffith?
You were on Matlock.
Oh, he was a mean old devil.
Really?
No.
I was going to say, that's the opposite of reality, right there.
Yeah, he was a good guy. Yeah, I worked with him on Matlock and in Murder in Texas.
Oh, yeah.
He played the father of Farrah Fawcett, who was killed by Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
And Sam Elliott killed her so he could hook up with Catherine Ross. And that wasn't a bad trade, but I wouldn't suggest going about it in that way.
Yeah, probably
I'd
not.
suggest maybe a divorce would be a little better. But
Yeah.
anyway, that's the way it was.
Yeah.
And Andy was he was playing a vengeful father.
You know, I remember it would be like the 80s shows, and they'd be like Matlock. You knew when it was coming on because it said, sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog. Ruff.
Yeah.
I knew it was Matlock.
That's that producer.
Yes.
And that dog.
That's right.
Yeah, it was it was a good show. I did I did actually 2 episodes, but it's a 2-part episode, and we had a 2-hour show instead of a 1-hour show.
Yeah.
And I was one of the suspects in the murder. I don't think I did it, but I don't remember for sure.
Yeah, just say you did not do it.
Yeah, I don't think
Yeah,
I did
no,
it.
you didn't do it.
I'm pretty sure.
Now, with all these movies and TV shows, I mean, there's so many of them over the years. Like, how did you land all those roles? Did you have like an agent or a lot of friends?
And mainly agents, and mostly the last several years it was. I don't know how I got them. They just called me and say, "Do you want to do it?"
Yeah.
You know, so I don't hunt jobs anymore. I don't have to work, I guess, but I like to.
Yeah. Well, speaking of, what have you been doing lately?
Been doing this show. We've been on strike. Screen Actors Guild.
Yes. Are they going to make an AI Barry Corbin?
Not that I know of.
You got to
I
turn
never
the
know
TV.
what they're doing until they call me.
You're going to turn the TV on and see you and say, "Hey, I didn't do that."
Yeah. Well, I do say that a lot of times.
Oh yeah, right.
Somebody said, "I saw you in this blow so and so." I said, "Well, I never did that." I remember one time I was talking to Victor Jory, and I'd seen a movie that he'd made back in the 30s. I said, "I saw this movie you made with Loretta Young." He said, "No, I never did that. I never did that movie."
Yeah.
I said, "Well, you did do it. I saw you." He said, "I don't care what you saw. I didn't do it."
Right. It's safer to say that, you know.
Yeah.
The A-Team.
A-Team, yeah, old Hannibal. Mr. T. That was a fun show. I had to get beat up by George Peppard.
Yeah.
I got a story about George Peppard and George Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
There was a movie being made in East Texas called Home from the Hill, with Robert Mitchum playing the father, and Eleanor Parker played the mother. Now, her son was George Hamilton,
Uh-huh.
and the illegitimate son, whose mother I think was, I'm not sure who his mother was, but the father was the same father that fathered George Hamilton.
Okay.
So
yeah.
he was kind of, you want to say, spread his seed a little bit.
I see. Yeah.
So anyway, they were in, all of them were on the set in town this one day, and these two old, well, semi-elderly ladies were walking around town, and they went up to George Peppard and said, "Pardon me, son, sir, are you a movie star?"
Uh-huh.
No, and he said, "No, I'm not a movie star. I'm an actor." Oh, I see. A little later, they saw George Hamilton standing on the corner. He said, "Pardon me, sir, are you an actor?" And George said, "No, I'm a movie star."
Oh, okay.
So that's the difference in George Peppard and George Hamilton in reality, because I've worked with both guys.
Yes. It's got to be so fun to look back at these people.
Yeah, it is. It's fun. I'm looking forward now. I don't know who anybody is anymore.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't recognize them.
Anybody under 50, I don't know who the hell they are. They all look alike to me.
Exactly. Well, now you're going to hear all kinds of these fun stories about, all the movies and the TV, and you can go back and forth. This happens Arcadia Live, downtown Kerrville, on Saturday night, 7 o'clock. Tickets available now, I believe, at thearcadialive.org. It's going to be a lot of fun with me.
Yeah, yes, it sure is. That is January the 20th.
That's correct.
That's somebody's birthday, but I don't know whose.
More than likely, it's somebody's.
Yeah.
Well, Barry, I appreciate you coming in. It's been a lot of fun.
Well, I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me.
There you go. Barry Corbin, check him out at the Arcadia Live, 7 o'clock, Saturday night.
Well, even if you can't make it, I'm not going to blame you, but I would like it if you would come. Please do.